Good evening, welcome in RNQ. Good evening, welcome in RNQ Igino classes, unit number 3, Zorastrianism and Taoism. 3.0 Objectives. Zoroastrianism is believed to have originated in the Proto-Indo-Iranian culture of southern Russia and was to become to taste religion of the Iranian people until the arrival of Islam. The real significance of Zoroastrianism is in the major influence it has had on other religions of the Middle East and Medi- Mediterranean area. It is arguably the oldest monotheistic religion in the world. During the Persian era, Judaism adopted many new concepts that had existed in Zoroastrianism for many centuries. The objective of this article is to instill in the students a basic idea of this religion, its origin, growth, and its different aspects. This includes God, angels, Satan, and heaven and hell. Their basic teaching, practice of righteousness and doing good to fellow human beings. Useful for students as well as for all humanity. Taoism, one of the major religious traditions of China and tremendous influence on the people of China as well as the world. The thought of practice of Taoism is described in this article. Taoist is that Tao, the Bay, is the force that existed before all other things. Taoist is that a person should leave things alone and let nature take its course through WBI or not doing in addition. A person should not try and manipulate others' thoughts or thoughts, but instead they should be allowed to find their own way based on their faith in the Tao. Taoists are also encouraged to take care of their physical health and longevity so that they can be in harmony with Tao. Such a teaching should be of great help for anyone even today. Therefore, the objective of this paper is clear. The students have an understanding of this religion and it can be of some help to them in their life. 3.1 Introduction. Zoroastrianism is a prophetic religion and philosophy based on the teachings of Prophet Zoroaster, also known as Zarathustra. Zarathustra. It has a history of some of 3000 years. It might be one of the ancient living religions of pre-Islamic Iran. Although this religion is considered to be old and it enters recorded history only in the mid 5th century BCE. Zoroastrians believe that there is a there is one universal and transcendental God, Ahura Mazda, but it is in a way equated with other major religions of the world, such as Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Some concepts, such as sacrificial rituals, conflicts between good and evil, Creator God, Judgment Day, resurrections of the dead, archangels, heaven and hell, five daily prayers, etc., have similarity with those religions. The term Zoroastrianism is the general is essentially synonymous with Mazdaism, the worship of Ahura Mazda, by Zoroaster as the supreme divine authority. Zoroastrians most commonly refer to themselves as Zoroastrians, Majdayasi, wisdom worshippers, and Behedini, followers of the god religion in India. They are known as Parsis people from Pars, which refers to the Persian heritage of the group. Taoism is one of the great and indigenous religions of China and of the world. It has had a profound influence on Chinese traditional culture for thousands of years, although what has prevailed in traditional China Confucianism. Taoism nonetheless has its unique value that can't be underestimated, and as the whole society is concerned, Taoism and Confucianism complement each other. As China enters the 21st century, it is an era calling to build a harmonious society. It is said that the ethical thought of Taoism may play an important role in the building of a harmonious society. In contemporary China, 3.2 Zoroastrianism origin and background. According to Mircea Eliade Encyclopedia of Religion, Zoroastrianism originated in the eastern and south region of the Iranian world, between the great mountain ranges of the Hindu Kush and Sistan, an era that today is divided between Iran and Afghanistan. According to tradition, Ja- 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 Zarathustra, the founder, left home at the age of 20, and at 30 he was subject to a revelation which was an intense and powerful inspirations and a vision. Later, Zoroaster was a prophet who was speaking to God and hearkening to his reply. He is called the friend of truth as he honors God and he becomes an enemy to the followers of the lie. Drudge. As a prophet, he is chosen by God and he consents to the choice. Zarathustra chooses for himself the spirit which is most holy. Therefore, the relationship between God and His prophet is one of freedom. Freedom in this free interchange between God and the prophet, the general relationship of the deity to the human race is reflected. Zarathustra's first attempt at reaching masses was not successful, and his teachings were highly ridiculed. Even his family and servants distanced themselves from him, and it is said that evil powers plotted to silence him. By the order of King Vistaspa, he was eventually placed in a prison, although through his faith he was able to miraculously escape. Only after 10 years did he succeed in converting a cousin of his. He was even persecuted, and then he had to take refuge in the court of King Vistafa, who was converted to Zoroastrianism along with his wife and caused many in the kingdom to follow suit. The circumstances of Zoroaster's death are unknown. Of the original biographical text have been lost due to its great antiquity. Zoroastrianism was tremendously influential on the history, culture, and art of Persia. According to scholars, Zoroastrianism, Zoroastrianism Zoroastrianism was the first religion to believe in angels, a day of judgment, a Satan figure, and an ongoing battle between forces of light and darkness in the cosmos. These ideas later influenced the theological development of Judaism and by extension Christianity and Islam. 3.3 Concept of God. The prophet Zarathustra sets his teachings by advocating strict monotheism, insisting that worship be dedicated solely to Ahura Mazda, wise lord in the Gathas. There are 17 hymns believed to have been composed by Zarathustra himself. They are the most sacred text of the Zoroastrian faith. Ahura Mazda is described as the creator of everything that can and can't be seen, representing all that is eternal and pure. Ahura Mazda serves as the keeper of Asa, truth, order, righteousness, or holiness. He is the creator of heaven and earth, day and night, and light and darkness. Yes, as well as the ethical context in which Zarathustra conceived his answer to the problem of evil. Thus we see that the prophet was an original thinker and a powerful religious figure. According to the Avesta, the sacred text of Zoroastrians, the Gathas and the Yasna, there are various characteristics to Ahura Mazda. Zarathustra addresses Ahura Mazda with the following terms: truth, God, good or best, thought, devotion, and power. Other qualities associated with God are wholeness and immortality, as well as the wise Lord of beneficent spirit. Although the supremacy of Ahura Mazda suggests a monotheistic worldview, later Zoroastrianism seen in the Yasis, a collections of 21 hymns. Each of these hymns invokes a specific divinity or concept, also includes some polytheistic elements. Their cosmology extended to include several other personalized deities, including two-manias and demonic creatures called devas, all of which are thought to exist beneath Ahura Mazda space. The minute Holy Spirit and Angara Minor Evil Spirit are described as the progeny of the supreme Ahura Mazda, which accounts for the existence of good and evil in the physical world. Spenta Manu is thought to be hypostatically indistinguishable from Ahura Mazda and is convinced of as an augmenting force for the latter power, one which aids in the continual cosmic creative process and leads toward the eventual purification of the world. Convincingly, Angara Manu is the antithesis of Spenta Manu and continually attempts to undermine humanity's understanding of truth. The Manus are engaged in a constant battle, although the power of Ahura Mazda will ultimately allow the Holy Spirit to triumph. The Devas are demonic beings whose sole purpose is to corrupt the moral law as they were created. The evil spirits to complete them, and they rush to get to violence that they might enfeeble the human world. Later Zoroastrian thought also postulates the existence of Angelic beings called Amesha, Spaniards, who are seen as emanations of Ahura Mazda, while the wise Lord is seen to dwell within each of these beings. They all retain their own individual natures and evils. Each of them is each of them is believed to be a personified attribute of Ahura Mazda, although modern scholars of religion theorize that they may be reconceptualizations or pre-Zoroastrian deities. These Amesha Spentas are known as Bahumana, good mind, Asa, Vahistha, truth, Kastra, Vaira, good dominion, Spenta are mighty, devotion, Hor, Horvatat, wholeness and health, and Amarant, immortality. These beings, through that characterization, suggest the qualities one must cultivate if they wish to enjoy the fruits of salvation. 3.4 Cosmology and Eschatology. Zoroastrian cosmology is dualistic. Everything has a dual nature, namely the spiritual aspect called Menog and a material aspect called Jetis, where the spiritual state is the ontological precedent of material existence. As the balance between good and evil evolves on an individual scale within human beings, it also progresses on a cosmic scale. The choice of good argues creation towards its renewal, where humanity and the physical world will be fully perfected by Meenong. The Eschaton itself will be marked by fire Athas, which is considered to be the offsprings of Ahura Mazda and the paramount instrument of Asa. The energy of the creator is represented in Zoroastrianism by fire and also by the since both are enduring, radiant, pure, and life-sustaining. A river of molten lava will separate good people from the evil. In the Gathas, Zarathustra claims that the order of creations will be refurbished at the end of time, when the Saurian or Messianic savior or bringer of benefit returns to the physical world, all those who are on the good side of the lava river will benefit from the Sochian's return. Zoroastrian cosmology is also highly original in its speculations concerning the afterlife. It is it is written in the Avasta that the soul can ascend to heaven by proceeding through a three step successions of celestial bodies that are linked to certain actions. Through good thoughts, they can attain the stars. Through good words, they can attain the moon, and through God deed, they can attain the sun. In order to undergo this journey, the soul must first cross the Chinmad bridge, or the bridge of separation. Souls judged to be just by Mithra or Strauss are allowed to cross and meet their Diana, an image of their own selves, who is disguised as a newborn teenage girl. Evil Saul's meanwhile made with their Dinah in the form of a hazardly old woman, and are then plunged into hell, an intermediate limbo-like area. Hamish also exists for these whose benevolent and malevolent act in life are equally weighted. weighted. Zoroastrian astrology is the necessary and consistent conclusion to the story of creation. The end of the individual life is the reflection and conclusion of the course of human existence. The eschatological period marks the resolutions of cosmic struggle and brings to fruition fruitions the effort of Ahura Mazda assisted by the other deities and humanities to bring about the victory of the powers of good. It serves both as a mirror image of the religious and moral life on earth and as a court of justice where rewards and punishments are allotted and carried out. The most prominent aspect of the eschatological descriptions is the allotting of reward of punishment in two ways through a verdict reached by divine judges or through automatic determinations of a person's merit by an ordeal type of judgment. In every case, the eschatological situation constitutes a reflection of the person's worth and is final in the sense that what was entirely the person's responsibility while he was alive is no longer in his hands after death. Beyond the satisfactions of when the satisfactions of seeing justice done, the righteous rewarded and the weak punished for their actions. Stands the more general view that the end of the world is the stage where the cause of Ahura Mazda is vindicated. The human being thus is but a tool in the hands of the supreme powers. 3.4 Fate and free will. Human is Ahura Mazda's own creatures and belongs by birthright to the kingdom of good, but God has created him free and endowed with the power to choose between right and wrong. His own salvation and his share in the ultimate victory of good will depend on his choice. Every good deed that human being does increases the power of good. Every will he commits arguments. The kingdom of evil hands human out to choose the good and support the host of even in the struggle conquer the legions of hell. Then the Savior will appear, the resurrections of the dead, and the final judgment will take place. The good kingdom will be established, and the world and the world will be renovated. Zarathustra was firm in his stand on the absolute freedom of the free will, but this did not prevent fatalism from creeping into his religion in the Sasanian. This Sasanian period marks the end of the ancient and the beginning of the medieval era in the history of in the Middle East. 224 637 AD and post Sasanian period. As an example, the quotation substantiates when the fate helps a slothful, wrong-minded, and evil man. His sloth becomes like energy, and his wrong-mindedness like wisdom, and his evil like good. And when fate opposes, likewise, the decent and good man, his wisdom is turned to unwisdom and foolishness. His decency to wrong-mindedness, and his knowledge, manliness, and decency appear of no account. This is not what was meant by the prophet, but crept in eventually.
3.6 Rituals and festivals, prayer and worships. Despite its original anti-ritualistic character, Zoroastrianism soon became a religion in which ceremony played a leading role. The importance of prayer was always fundamental. The main prayers are Ahuna Bhara, the most sacred of the Ganthic hymns of the Avesta, Ayama Iso in. It is for the brotherhood of man, Asim Bhau during the initiation ceremony, and Yanihi Hathams repeated several times at the end of many heights. A pious Zoroastrian has five prayer periods a day. Zoroastrians believe in the sacrificial rituals called yasans as an important part of their life, as this is a means of communicating with the god and his entities. The rituals purify the world and the human beings who participate in them. Zoroastrians pray at agony of all fire temples. They respect fire because it is the symbol of Ahura Mazda, but Zoroastrians never worship fire. Fire thus is the purest of all elements on earth. Indeed, it transcends all other elements. It is the seventh and final creation and of Ahura Mazda. After the creations of the human being, fire dissipates darkness, which is the realm, and Ahriman, the evil spirit, when the sun has set and the cold, dark night begins its then the firelight is lit. Navjode is the initiation ceremony of the Parsi child into the fold of Zoroastrianism. The ceremony of the initiation consists of the investiture of the child with a sacred sword called Sudra and a sacred thread called Kusti. A Zoroastrian may put on any dress he likes, but he must put on the sacred sword and the thread as the symbol and the badge of this religion. 7 is the age at which it is enjoined to initiate a child. The child is made to go through a sacred bath or a kind of purifications known as Nahan. Priesthood and ritual. In religious matters, the priesthood is supreme in authority, and the sacred order was what is hereditary. The name for priest Atharvan in the Avesta corresponds to Atharvan in India. The Magivaras, they're a sacerdotal tribe of Median origin. The high priest is called the Auster in acts of worship, Avesta Yasana. Animal sacrifices were sometimes offered, especially in ancient times. In ancient times, but these immolations were subordinate and gave place to offerings of praise and thanksgiving. Thanksgiving accompanied by oblations of consecrated milk, bread, and water. The performance of these rites was attended by the recitations of long litanies, especially in in connection with the preparation of the sacred drink Homa made from a plant resembling the Indian soma, from which an exhilarating juice and extracted. The Homa twigs can be paired with different basman sacred bundle of twigs. Twigs are produced blends with specific healing and health-giving properties. For a funeral ceremony, Zoroastrians strongly connect physical purity with spiritual purity. Therefore, washing is such a central part of purification rituals. Conversely, physical corruption invites spiritual corruption. Corruption decomposition is traditionally viewed as the work of a demon known as Drozai Nos, and the corrupting influence of this process is viewed as contagious and spiritually dangerous. As such, Zoroastrian funeral customs are primarily focused on keeping contagion away from the community. Because of this reason, there is an elaborate process for funeral rites. The body is traditionally moved within one day to the dakma or tower of silence. A pair of priests conduct prayers, and then all present have to do body out of respect. They wash with gomez, cow's urine and water before leaving the site, and then take a regular bath when they return home at the dakma. The shroud and clothes are removed with the help of tools rather than bare hands, and are then destroyed. Corpses are left on the platform to be picked clean by vultures, a process which takes only a few hours. This allows a body to be consumed before dangerous corruptions sets in. Prayers are regularly said for the deed for the first 3 days after death, for this is the time that the soul is understood to remain on earth. One day, fourth day, the soul and its guardian Fravasi ascend to Chinvat, the breeze of judgment festival. Zoroastrianism has, according to their calendar, numerous festivals and holy days. The sensational festivals called Gambar's proper seasons occur 6 times a year. This year related to reflect the six primordial creations of Ahura Mazda, otherwise known as the Amesa Spenthers. The six festivals are Medozerium Gahambar Mid-Spring Feast, Medosaham Gahambar Midsummer Feast, Mighty Gahambar Feast of Bringing in the Harvest, Ayathrim Gahambar Bringing Home the Hearts, Madariam Gahambar Mid-Year Winter Feast, Hamas Path Medium Gahambar Feast of All Souls, literally coming of the whole group. Each of these festivals is celebrated over 5 days. 11 divinities of the Zoroastrian pantheon have both a day of the month and a month of the year dedicated to them. A special yasna or Jarshan worship of oblation service is then held in their honor on those day-month intersections. 3.7 Taoism origin and beliefs of Taoism. Taoism refers to a variety of related philosophical and religious traditions that have influenced Western Asia for more than two millennia and have had a notable influence on the Western world, particularly since the 19th century. Tao means the way of life. Lao Tzu is the supposed author of the Tao Te Ching, a small book containing the main tenets of Taoism. He was a contemporary of Confucius, who visited him several times and who was deeply impressed by spirituality and humanity of Lao. TAC Taoists believe that the all things origin of from Tao conform to Tao and to Tao they at least return. Taoists emphasize various themes found in the Taoism book of Tao of Zhuangzi, one of the first and foremost texts on philosophical Taoism, such as naturalness, vitality, peace, non-actions, view or effortless effort, emptiness, refinement, detachment, flexibility, receptiveness, spontaneity, the relative sum of human ways of life, ways of speaking, and guiding behavior. Tao can be roughly started to be the flow of the universe or the force behind the natural order, equating in with the influence that keeps the universe balanced and ordered. It is often considered to be the source of both existence and non-existence. Tao is also associated with the complex concepts of the power, virtue, integrity. That is the active expression of Tao. D is the active living or cultivations of that way. The goal of view way is in alignment with Tao, revealing the soft and invisible power within all things. It is believed by Taoists that the masters of WEI can observe and follow this invisible potential, the innate inactions of the way. It also that one must place his will in harmony with the natural universe. Thus, we need to see things as they are. PU is about this, that everything is seen as it is without preconceptions or illusion. 3.8 Taoist concepts and symbols. Tao is the first cause of the universe. It is a force that flows through a life. The Tao surrounds everyone, and therefore everyone must listen to find enlightenment. A believer's goal is to harmonize themselves with the Tao. The priesthood views the many God as many manifestations of the one Tao. There is no God as in other religions to hear the prayers or to act upon them. They seek answers to life problems through inner meditations and outer observations. Time is cyclical. Taoists strongly promote health and vitality. Five main organs and orifices of the body correspond to the five parts of the sky: water, fire, wood, metal, and earth. Each person must nurture the chi air breath that has been given to them. There has been given the three jewels to be sought are compassion, moderation, and humility. One should plan in advance and carefully consider each action before making it. Taoists believe that people are compassionate by nature and left to their own device. They will show this compassion without expecting a reward. The main symbol in Taoism is Yin Yang, representing the balance of opposite in the universe. When they are equally present, all is calm. When one is outweighed by the other, there is confusion and disarray. One source explains that it was derived from astronomical observations which recorded the shadow of the sun throughout a full year. The swirling shapes inside in, Symbol give the impressions of change, the only constant factor in the universe. One tradition says that in the dark side represents the breath that formed the earth, yang, the light side symbolizes the breath that formed the heavens. The most traditional view is that in represent aspects of the feminine being soft, cool, calm, introspective and healing, and yang the masculine being hard, hot, energetic, moving and sometimes aggressive. Another view has the in representing night and young day. Ultimately the yin and yang can symbolize any two polarized forces in nature. Taoists believe that humans often intervenes in nature and upset the balance of yin or yang. 3.9 Tao rituals and ceremonies. There are Taoist temples, monasteries, and priests, ritual and ceremonies, and a host of goods and goodies for believers to worship. There, these are vital to the survival to Taoism as individual understanding and practice. The temple is the center of worship for Taoism, and the ritual among Taoist devotees, which is done on Wednesdays and Sundays, is the climbing of its 81 steps, representing the 81 chapters of Taoist scriptures to light Joe's sticks and have their fortune. The fortune read by the monks. Taoism is palette of liturgy and ritual makes the Tao more real to human beings and provides a way in which humanity can align itself more closely to the Tao to produce better lives for all. Most Taoist temple practices are designed to regulate the relationship between humanity and the world of gods and spirits, and to organize that relationships and the relationships in the spirit world in harmony with the Tao. That in Taoism rituals are meant to bring harmony to the universe, the world, society and individuals. They pray to deities and there are ceremonies for purification, meditations and talismans and making offerings to deities as well. Usually priests and their assistants perform Taoist rituals as they are complicated. They chant, dance, and play percussions and wind instruments. The Chio is an important Taoist ritual for cosmic revival and consists of various rituals. In this case, each family brings offerings to the deities and they are dedicated to them through a ceremony by a Taoist priest. The ceremony also involves rituals asking for order for the universe and for the village. Through temple rituals, Taoists seek to stabilize the yin and yang for individuals and the community as a whole. Feng Shui, which is an ancient Chinese system of aesthetics believed to use the laws of both heaven, astronomy, and earth geography to help on improve life, and fortune telling are also part of Taoism. 3.10 Alchemy and longevity. The practice of alchemy in Taoism has two forms. There is external alchemy, which involves creating an ingesting herbal or mineral elixirs in support of improved physical health and longevity. The practices of the inner alchemy, such as visualization, breathing control, different types of contemplation, etc., are much older than the techniques of the laboratory alchemy. This involves the cultivations and circulations of three treasures of Jing: reproductive energy, Qi life force energy, and Sin spiritual energy. In internal alchemy practice, it is the body of the Taoist practitioner that is very laboratory, and the refined energy produced the elixir They compose the very core of the mainstream of the Taoist practical methods of technique. This inner form Nadian framed its practices in part by drawing from meditation methods and from some techniques for nursing life. Yang saying the latter term refers to a large variety of methods that share a physiological foundation, including Daoin, a form of gymnastics, breathing, and sexual practice in alchemy, and several other traditions. The purpose of the practice is to acquire transcendence or immorality, 3.11 understanding of the unhuman, understanding of God and human. In Taoism, there is no supreme God. Tao, the way is the core of Taoism. Daoism. It is said that Tao is the origin of the universe, the basis of all existing things, the law governing the development and change, and the ultimate force of Taoism. The concept of virtue De is closely related to Tao. Everyone aspects Tao yet values virtue. Virtue has different connotations, meaning that virtue is the specific manifestations of the in specific things. Its understanding that the universe flows with purpose and human beings should go with the flow of destiny or fate in order to have a fulfilled life, to maintain or recover natural alignment between humanity and the world. Many perform self-cultivation techniques. Such techniques could improve one's health and potentially even lead to immortality. They also promoted order and harmony within in the community. If humans deviate from the natural order, they bring destructions upon themselves and those around them. Concepts and human nature in Taoism are thus intimately connected with the body. Therefore, an individual's body is also the body of the world. Thus, the purpose of existence for everyone is to improve oneself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually for the benefit of all. 3.12 later sum up Zoroastrianism has to a great extent vanished from the world today, but the teachings of the Prophet life on to some extent. It is said that India has the largest populations of Zoroastrians in the world. We see how there is a massive socio-cultural in interchange between various religions in India. This interchange has given us our national culture, which a complex pattern into which have got many diverse elements, foreign as well as indigenous. Zoroastrianism has thus become part of Indian religion. The modern Zoroastrian community is characterized by its lack of a proselytizing impulse attitude is probably due to the reason there might be the fear of an influence of lower caste communities. Historically, they have never shown an interest in conversion. Expect in the earlier times they saw great interest in the study and interpretations of their millenarian religious traditions. For the world today needs is the message of the Asa truth or the justice once again, and it is the hope of very follower of Zarathustra and of every persons of the land of the prophet that a revived Zoroastrianism be privileged to give this message of God's love, of the brotherhood, sisterhood of humans, and of the path of Asa once again to the world. Such is the hope. Let the Lord interrupt as He will. Taoism may be understood as more than just a philosophy or a religion. It should be understood as being it is a system of belief, attitudes, and practices set towards the research, service, and life of a person's own nature. The aim of Taoism is to build a perfect world to peace and tranquility. It advocates loving others as well as loving oneself, and encourages everyone to accumulate merites and become a virtuous man. The Taoists attach great importance to beneficence, which is regarded as critical to the realizations of the perfect world. Taoism was banned by the communists in 1949. The communist regime destroyed Taoist temples and viciously ransacked them and persecuted and killed many believers. Temples were used as government office, schools and dormitories. Today it is hard to gauge the number of practicing Taoists because Taoism is personalized religion and philosophy and does not require attendance or formalized meetings or temples. 3.13.